Okay, let's get into the stock market technical analysis. We'll go through the charts, see where the money's being made at. We'll look at some individual trade ideas, and then I'll wrap up. Guys, drop me a thumbs up if you're finding value in the content. Hopefully you're making money in this down market. I've been anticipating this, talking about the downside on some of these trade ideas for a couple weeks, maybe even about a month. Typically, these trade setups take that a while to kind of set up, so I continue to talk on them. And then they play out usually pretty quickly. So there's usually not a lot of opportunity to jump into a trade once it really starts to play out, because especially the downside, it moves fast. So let's get into the charts. And then additionally, guys, if you're interested in the private member group, I put out a private member video yesterday going through all kinds of trade ideas, and continue to put out charts there for the private member group. Link in the description below on that one. Okay, so stock market analysis, triple Qs, hard selling. All right, we've seen hard selling. Again, I talked about this price action right up here as distribution, or what looked like distribution. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's essentially big institutions, big institutional traders dumping their large multi-billion dollar positions. They can't do it, and they're not going to dump their positions all in a single day. They take some time to exit a position, so you get stuff that looks like this. They sell down part of their position, dumb money, dip buyers buy it, sell down again, dumb money, dip buyers buy it, boom. All right, that's distribution. They're exiting their positions. Once they've pretty much exited their entire position, then you pretty much see, and even gone short, essentially, then you'll see the market reaction take place, and that's what's going on. So all the dip buyers through here, they're all trapped, they're all underwater, at least on this move. Now we're breaking this support. We actually broke it already. This was the first level of support, obviously the bottom of the range. You break that, and we're just flushing. This is the next level of support that I really saw, which was about 421.90 or 50 or somewhere right in there. And then we've got another level of support right down here. You can see there's former resistance right there. So that's the next level. It's about 412.75, 413. And then below that, you start to get below that, I think you're just going to go right down to the 200-day simple moving average. We might just do that. We might just flush right down to the 200. We've been slicing through support levels. We sliced right through this one today and heading down to the next one. I think it's likely we're going to get a bounce around this 413 now. But again, until we get down there and we see what the charts tell us, I can't say for sure. The 200-day moving average, though, looks like a target that would probably stop the bleeding, at least for a short period of time. Okay, so that's triple Qs. Again, the negative divergence told us right here on the momentum. This is what keyed me into this trade that's playing out. The negative divergence told me, okay, the momentum's drying up, and then we saw this topping pattern, which is distribution, and the rest is history. We've now wiped out, we're now heading down towards the lows. We're pretty much contending with, middle of January price action. So we've wiped out almost 2 months. Basically 2 months worth of gains in 6 days. Okay, so that's it on triple Qs. Meta, again, I've been talking about this as a short trade. Starting to break, all right? You've got kind of some support right in this area because of this big uptrend line that's coming off of the November 2022 lows. That's a big uptrend line there, and we're basically right at it. So that hasn't broken quite yet. But then we also have the secondary support line. You can see all the reactions that we had here, and we're starting to break that right there with that candle. So this one's, whether they hold it here today, and I don't know who would be buying in this market, this stock. It hasn't really corrected where the rest of the market and the triple Qs is, just flushing. So, I think they're going to exit this probably into the weekend, but, it's kind of at support right now. So we'll wait and see on that one. But again, I am short on Meta. I think it's going to break. NVIDIA, this one, you can see there's this little support line they've been trying to hold below it now. So we want to see selling continue. They might try to hold it. We'll see. This one's been, this one's still in kind of battleground zone where the buyers are still kind of trying to battle it out. you know, they could, this stock alone can probably save the market. You know, if they can hold this and start to rally it, the market will take notice, and you'll probably see some of these other stocks start to rally as well. So that's an important one. Keep an eye on that one. But yeah, in general, most of these mags have Apple. This one's breaking down. Look at that. Just boom, taking out the lows. Rolling out here. Look, you got former lows right here. And we've basically made, you know, there's your former spike low, made a new low right there. So that's bearish. That's putting pressure on the market as well. Gold and gold miners, they're all catching a bid. So there's clearly a flight to safety going on. And you're seeing some gold rally, and we're seeing gold miners rally. GDX. So you know, we're holding this support line right here on the daily. I've got it all, it's a mess, but it's all marked out. We're still holding that. So I think we're probably going to go make a new spike high. Maybe put in a negative divergence at that point on GDX. Maybe not. But it's holding support. So, you know, this still, to me, there's nothing extremely bearish about this chart. In fact, it looks bullish still. So while it holds support, we'll continue to watch that. Couple trolls on my channel ask me about wheat, so we'll go ahead and cover wheat. Wheat still looks okay. I haven't, you know, look, here's wheat. All right, you've got a bullish falling wedge. You've got big bullish divergence. That's really it's just been building and building and building, and it hasn't been negated. We have kind of a breakout. We've just been back testing for a couple weeks now. The reason why I haven't been covering wheat day in and day out is because it hasn't been moving, and that's not where the money's to be made right now. So I'm much more focused in on the short trades, which have already profited immensely in the last few days. So yeah, that's the point. But this still looks bullish. I think there's still an opportunity here for this to move higher. But again, the money's not being made right here, so we put the money to better use in other areas. Financials, they're kind of rallying a little bit today. But the one, all right, so JP Morgan, you know, this is one of the shorts, a little rally there, but looks like a bear flag. I mean, it should continue lower. Visa is the one that I'm in right now, and I've been pointing that out quite a bit. Okay, still, we should go lower. Or resistance was right there, rejected, selling down. Earnings coming out. They could easily gap this thing down to this. This is the next level of supports, the 200-day moving average, and supports about 254.50-ish, up to about 256. So that is still looking good. And then Schwab, this one isn't playing ball quite yet. It's not a bad trade setup. It's just not actionable yet. We've got a bearish rising wedge. We've got negative divergence. We need to break. We need to break this wedge to the downside. So waiting on that one. Healthcare, LLY, this one's starting to crack. This one looks like this looks like a topping pattern here. This looks like the same kind of setup distribution where you've got institutions exiting positions, and there you go. You're starting to crack that support. I could move the line down if I wanted to cover kind of that little reaction low right there, and that means we're basically right there. So we'll see if they hold this level. But in general, it looks like we're starting to crack support. And I did adjust my line here. Let's see here. Just a potential trend line there. I only have 2 reactions, so definitely not my favorite. But, we'll keep an eye on it. 200-day down below. There's kind of a thin zone right here, too. And there's a gap. So I could see us going down to fill this gap right down there. Again, this one looks good for more downside as of right now. Home builders. The one I've been trading is PHM. But, several like this, DHI's been a very good chart as well. Look, DHI continuing lower as expected. All right, this is priced into the chart. It's a very good probability you're going to go touch that 200-day. But PHM's up for, no apparent reason. But in general, and you got earnings coming up. But look, it's broken the wedge, the bearish rising wedge. You hit support, which was about 109.20, broke support, resistance, down. All right, this should go lower. All right, they might hold this. It might hold up until earnings, but as far as I can tell, that it's going to be negative earnings. They could because it's already broken the wedge. Earnings could be positive, and there's always the opportunity for a back test of this trend line. So keep an eye on that. There's no way for me to know if that's going to happen. But support's right here, 99.65. I see good support there. So if this gaps down to that, then that would be good support, all right? And maybe an opportunity to cover a short for a bounce. URI continuing lower as expected. I see some support, right? This one, I had this trend line. I was messing with it this morning. I had the trend line right here at about 594. It's about 595, but I'm going to move it down to here. This, to me, is like a gap fill, and it looks like kind of good resistance right down there, about 587. Okay? Again, a lot of these trades, if you're not short already, it's not very objective to just jump into a short now. So if you're like, if you're one of those people that were chasing or thought the market was going to go up forever and you didn't short already, it's probably not the best time to do it. But yeah, so this one should go lower though. SMCI down almost 17% today. Again, this is a big mover, so you have to kind of manage your position size. But in general, the short's continuing to work. This one, we started to key in on this right here on this bearish engulfing. All right, that looked like a good short opportunity because of topping stick, but then it took out the topping stick, so it kind of negated that. But basically, just briefly, so that was kind of a stop rate, and then boom, they brought it back down into the range. So it looked like a decent opportunity. And then you started to build this downtrend line. So clearly in a downtrend, we're making lower lows and lower highs with a new low today. Little gap right in here. So they might hold this right here. They could easily bounce it back into that trend line. I'm not so sure though. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to probably flush this thing. But again, could go either way. It's not necessarily objective to short right here and now, being down 17% and kind of filling this gap. If it does rally into the downtrend line, that would be an objective short, or if it kind of breaks the support. But again, this thing moves so quick, they're probably not going to give you a very clean-cut opportunity. So if you're not short already, I don't know what to say. It was set up in the chart clearly as a decent short. Look, negative divergence there. These were divergent highs, all right? And so that was putting good odds that these divergent highs were going to fail, and they did. So I think we're heading right down to the 200 and probably down to this 360 area, which is some former resistance. Qualcomm coming down into some support right here. You can see at 157.50, that was former resistance. There's another reaction, couple reactions right through there. So that's support. Yeah, I think you can get a bounce here. If you don't get a bounce here, it's very likely that Nvidia is breaking, because Nvidia hasn't really broken yet. So if Nvidia and Meta and some of those other things start to break, these are going to probably just slice right through that support level and flush down to the next level. All right, which is about 148.85-ish right in there. 10-year Treasury yields kind of backing off a little bit today, but nothing that looks like there's really any change here. And it kind of looks like it's flagging. You have this potential kind of uptrend, and then you're flagging out. And then, you could see another spike high in interest rates. If interest rates spike up, you're probably going to start to see the market really panic, really freak out, big down days. So far the sell-off has been pretty impulsive, but we haven't had really big flush out days. Maybe down triple Qs, maybe down 3.5%, 4%, something like that. Look for that. That could signal a near-term bottom when you start to see that. So we'll keep an eye on it. Oil continues to, here's oil futures, coming down. There's some support right here on oil futures. You can see, look, resistance, kind of reactions there. So, and the 200 days, so 79.50, right in that area should be support. Oil, continues to look relatively bullish. This isn't really a clean trend line. So, yeah, oil's still hanging in there and holding tough. And then DVN is the one that I was trading. This is the uptrend line. Started to break it yesterday, but not that impulsive. And today they're kind of holding it. So I'd still say this is at support. All right. I don't think we have a sell signal or a breakdown on this DVN. There's no negative divergence on the daily chart. And so I think this could spike up and make another new high. That's the way I'd be leaning on that one. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Don't have much else to say. Please drop me a thumbs up. Join the private member group if you haven't done so. There's lots of value there. I'm continuing to kind of put out trades and additional things. Right now, I don't have any brand new trade ideas because most of the trades I've been pointing out in that private member group are all playing out, all profitable. And so we're just kind of letting those work. And once those work and we start to cover and take profit on those, then, we'll likely see some additional trade ideas start to pop up. So feel free to join up. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye.